First part you said? What?
You put the Zatarain bag in the water with salt, about 4 teaspoons of salt and pepper, garlic, seasoning, whatever. Anyways, and then or you can put some cayenne pepper to taste if you want, if you have any. Okay, after it starts boiling, let it boil about 10 minutes. Get the seasoning good in the water. Take the bag out, and then put the shrimp into the boiling water. And then when the shrimp starts to float, take it out.
And this is about 3 minutes?
About 3 minutes. And boiling water.
Other than that, I don't think I have any idea of what you just all said.
Well, you just boil the back of Zatarain's for about 10 minutes, take it out, put the shrimp in. When the shrimp starts to float, then you take the shrimp out.
I didn't even get to see. What is that Zatarain?
That's right here.
Did you use some of that?
Yeah, you put the unopened bag
you boiled
in
the
there.
whole thing in there.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
use
put
the
the
bag.
bag in
Okay,
there.
I needed to see that earlier.
And then the shrimp will start to float. Once it starts to float, it's done. If you don't get it, if you get it after that...
So you boiled this in the water earlier. It's hot.
Yes, it's Zatarain. It's Zatarain. It's a crab. It's a crab, shrimp, crawfish boil. Yes.
And this is for the rice?
Mm-hmm. It's using Mexican rice, I believe.
Well, my lens. Sometimes I gotta wipe off my lens.
Mm.
So what's good about them alcohol pads? If they're tech rated or not? Diabetic either way.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll... You said it's going to have more of a wild game taste than you bargained for?
If you had a lemon to put in there, it would take that wild fishy taste out of it, but we ain't got lemon. And
these have...
These have, you got to peel it off. Poop bag.
Okay, that'll work.
You got to peel it out. Pick it out. Or it won't taste good. Sure.
What is fish eggs? Is that called caviar?
Yes, caviar.
I don't think I've ever tried it.
No.
And that's supposed to be considered like what, a delicacy?
Yes. It's froggy. Yeah, you boil, you simmer that covered for about 25 minutes. Those will be way done before that's done. And the french fries will be done. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
In about 10 minutes. So the shrimp will be done before anything else is, but that's okay because you can just leave the shrimp. Well, yeah, it's okay. Let me make sure it's got okay.
Make sure it's got what?
It says to only cook shrimp for 1 minute.
But I wonder though. Think about it this way: if it's thawed out versus frozen when you put it in. That was my first thing of wondering. Like if you start putting it in boiling water versus thawed out or already frozen.
Ooh, look at that!
Right?
Look
You would think you wouldn't have to boil it as long if it's not frozen.
That's why I put it in water before I put it in the soak.
Does it tell you to thaw it out first, or does it matter?
Well, you gotta soak it in water. I soaked it in water for like 10 minutes before. And drained it before after getting it out of the freezer. I did.
That's all? Is that all the shrimp?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was like before tax. It's like $17.
Next time
I talked to a retired nurse in there. If I hadn't heard her voice, I don't think I would have recognized her. And she was even telling me, she's like, "Oh, you boil it for 3 minutes."
Next time, get boiled shrimp. Not
already boiled?
Yeah, like boiled shrimp. And it's already plucked. And
is it already shelled?
It's already plucked and everything.
No tail on it? Okay.
And cocktail sauce.
I don't think I'm a huge fan of cocktail sauce.
Oh, yes.
The times I've eaten at Chinese restaurants.
Can you see that's starting to...
Or even at home as growing up. Okay. I'm stopping this. I'm hoping you'll let this one go to YouTube.
What?
I wonder how they labeled it password. I did like how that said on there, refill, not landfill.
See how this is coming up? See how they come up to the surface right here?
Yeah, they're floating.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes them? I wonder what makes them float. They just got done. So let me
They
think.
get-
Does it make them lighter?
They're
What would make them more buoyant?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Me either. I'm trying to think or guess.
Google it. It's the best thing I can take. 'Cause I don't know a whole lot about seafood.
I don't do it, but I notice sometimes you say, "Hey Google." You have your assistant set up that way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you do it too.
I don't say, "Hey Google."
Well, you can.
Now, what's Alexa? Who is that associated with?
Amazon.
Amazon. That's what I was saying. I thought it was funny. I made just sometime last year. I made a joke. I was like, "No, Google, you can't date Alexa." I thought it was kind of a cute joke, even though I don't know much
I like
about it.
Google, though. I do like Alexa.
I don't know. I've never used Alexa. I don't know. I've heard
It's
them
just
advertise
like
it on the
Google.
radio.
It's just like Google. It's just Alexa.
Well, they will say if you're in your car and you want to go to a certain radio station, just say, "Hey Alexa," and they'll turn it there automatically.
Google do it too.
Okay.
Or you can
I remember being in Wright's Grocery,
Dude.
like either late 2018, early 2019.
that.
We're near the deli in Wright's Grocery where I got this shrimp.
Look at that.
It'd be all right. Leave those pieces for me. I'm guy enough
I
for that.
won't eat none of this.
And you don't have to. Hopefully, at least try one. I remember you was holding your phone up, and I think you called it SoundHound. There was a certain song on.
Yeah,
I don't even think I'd ever. I know. I've later learned that. I didn't even know it could do all
the
this.
song and it'll pick it up.
And you were holding your phone up just sort of hear the speaker, and you're like, "Oh, watch this! My phone will identify the song."
Yeah.
I wish I could. I won't tell it on this because you probably wouldn't let me mess it up. But you had. I didn't see you download it, but you showed me later a particular app that you downloaded on your phone.
Shazam, I think.
Where you could shake your phone and it would activate a feature. I didn't know until way later. Oh, Mr. Abbott was recorded a few times and you never knew.
That's okay.
Actually, I didn't hear
happens to me
anything.
all the time
I didn't hear
now.
anything bad. Actually, made me look good, really, or sound good. And there's no looking.
Hey, they were both popping up to the top when we pulled out.
I think you might. I think you're letting some of the dark legs and they're not being fully shelled scare you a little bit.
Oh no, I just it doesn't scare me. It's just the
taste. I'm afraid it may not be as strong as you think.
I've already tried it, dear.
When?
It's not like I haven't tried shrimp before.
Okay.
I don't like.
I like butter.
Deer. I don't like the wild game taste.
I like butterfly shrimp, and like in my mid upper teens, like with my grandparents, when once a week we'd get. Yeah, I loved a Hattie's cheeseburger and fries, and then sometimes I would get butterfly shrimp and fries. Sometimes hush puppies or whatever I got. Well, I'd get the catfish sometimes. But I like butterfly shrimp, and with like catfish, I like my tartar sauce. I'm stopping, unless you think you got something to show. I don't know.
No.
I'm glad we did that electrical bulb grease on that washing machine, on that lid lock. I don't know how long it'll last, but that's how I did it. A temporary fix by myself going on a year or more ago. But it was easier with you that time. Cause
that's the one I done plucked and peeled before I put it in there.
What'd you do? Taste it?
No.
Raw? No, I know.
I just de-shelled it.
But white meat like that.
Making sure it
this
still
is
had the poop.
that's why they say in Japan, or a high school teacher pointed it out.
They're
that
healthier.
in Japan, heart disease is basically unheard of because they don't eat a lot of beef and they don't have a lot
red
of
meat.
Red meat, and they don't have a lot of pasture land for it. But I've heard in Japan, some of your best meat or food in the world is over there. And but for the fact they eat a lot of white meat or seafood, they don't get the cardiovascular disease is basically unheard of, kind of like in this part of the world. Ooh, don't get burned.
That stinks.
Yeah, I don't. I like it. I like it. It's not too strong for me.
Because you got a lot of beef, yeah.